Give it a bit of welly.
Is it because what we believe in?
Is it because you feel like you're the underdogs after this sort of difficult 14 months, and now you've got to get back into campaign run and win the arguments again?
I enjoy fighting for what I believe in. I know what I believe in, and Keir knows what he believes in. That's why we went into this business in the first place, to change our country for the better. And some people, might do things otherwise. I wouldn't say anyone else had a plan. And what Keir and I have set out in our conference speeches in the last couple of days is our belief in Britain, our determination to make things better for working people and for businesses in our country. We'll get on and do that.
And Chance, final question. Keir Starmer, he's not a naturally emotional man, really. He kind of likes a process. He's very analytical. Did you feel like you saw a different side of him, or more the side you see behind the scenes there?
I know Keir very well, and we work really closely together, and it was great for the country to see the Keir that I know.
OK, and final question.
The last one was your final one.
I know, I do that a lot. I mean, he's had his leadership questions around him. Do you think he's killed that off for now?
I don't think there's any serious contention here. Keir's doing a great job. He secured a massive mandate last year. We're going to just get on and to finish the job.
Leading you into the next election.
Absolutely, and beyond.
Chancellor, thank you so much.
Thanks, Beth.
Thank you.
Secure borders really matter. It is one of the conditions, I think, that has to be met before our country can be the open, tolerant, generous place that we know it to be.
And the Prime Minister talked at the weekend about how he thought that reforms, deportation policies around people that have indefinite leave to remain, he described it as racist. Do you agree with that? And do you think Nigel Farage is a racist?
Well, look, I think actually what Nigel Farage was saying is worse than racism. I think it's immoral. I think that is an extreme policy, and what he was deliberately doing was sending a signal, a dog whistle to every racist in the country that we're now going to start ripping up the status of people who have been in our country for many years. It's a completely immoral pitch. He knows he's enabling racism in this country. He always does this trick where he leaves himself a little bit of plausible deniability to say technically this doesn't count as racism. But what Keir is calling out, and what I'm calling out, and what the Labour Party today has called out, is we see what he's doing and we're not going to stand for it.
Do you think he is a racist, Nigel Farage?
Well, I think that's for Nigel Farage to answer. What I do believe he's doing is enabling and supporting the growth of racism in this country, because he's not holding that line that the Prime Minister has made very clear today. It's a line that the Labour Party will always hold.
Final question. You have campaigned with Keir Starmer. You've been with him a long time, actually, in the background. He's had a really rough ride in recent months from your party. What's your message to people that think that they could do better with someone else at the top of the Labour Party?
Well, look, we have a Prime Minister who is incredibly passionate, who loves his country and who is determined to deliver for the people that have put us in government. He's focused on that every day. The Keir Starmer I know is resilient. He just gets on with the job. He knows what the job is. He's got a clear path to getting that job done. And he is our Prime Minister, and he is going to get the job done.
Just pipe down.
Oh, well, I think everybody needs to pipe down a little bit around party conference, a bit too much chatter sometimes. But this is a Prime Minister that's actually pretty good at ignoring all of that chatter and just getting on with things.
All right, Home Secretary, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Thanks.
As he set out, and he drew a dividing line with reform. Yes, we need to control our borders, but what we're not going to do is somehow deny or undermine the idea that our diversity is our strength.
And he's had a really rough run of it. Look, you were the party leader once.
I also had a rough run of it.
You know what it's like to be at the top. I imagine it's quite lonely, and I imagine it's quite frustrating when everyone's telling you how to do your job. Do you think he silenced his critics today?
Yes, and I think, look, what he did, substance beats froth, and he gave such a substantive speech about who he is, what he believes, and where he wants to take the country, and you can't ask for more than that, and he did really great.
Do you think he can beat Farage, though? He's
100%.
Such a different character.
100%. Look, I think what you saw with Keir today is the decency and integrity that I know, and I thought it came through so clearly in his speech and what he cares passionately about.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much. Bye.